podcastjuice.net.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're listening to the Prince Podcast. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, well, I speak for myself. I've had a little bit to drink, so this is going to be a fun episode. So for all my historian, Prince fans, and all my guys who... No, see, you didn't understand. He recorded that song on December 26th, and then he came... This is a more looser episode, so relax the purple scholar hat just a little bit. Prince was about fun, too. So this is going to be a what-if episode. And the question we're asking today is, what if social media, Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that existed back in the 80s during Prince's run? Like, of course, with Purple Rain, even 1999, all of that stuff. What if there was Twitter? What if there was Black Twitter back then? I'm thinking it would be different. So that's kind of what we're going to just have some fun with today. Joining me today is Mr. Amp Trucer.
I'm doing great. I'm looking for the ladder. I don't know if I'm going to be happy with what I find.
All right. Also joining us is Mr. Sean Hill. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. It's the other day in beautiful Northern Canada.
All right. And of course, we have Mr. Controversy Q-Storm. Sir, how are you?
I'm good.
All right.
Wow. That's it?
Wow. Sounded like he was in his feelings. He really paused. I'm good.
That's my Senate hearings voice. I'm good, sir.
Hilarious. Okay. I can dig that. So, anyway, here's the thing. Oh, and real quick, man, just a funny thing. God, I don't have it in front of me, but one of the listeners, I'm going to find your name, sir. He sent me a screenshot. He was at Barnes & Noble's in Dublin, California. I didn't know there was such a city.
Yeah, that's not far from me.
Okay. So he sent me a screenshot in the music section of the store. Some of you may or may not know, I had put out a book, a Prince book, years ago. It's essentially, I took like a transcript of one of our old school Prince podcasts where we were talking about Prince and his relevancy to the internet at that time, and I had released that as a book. And it sells pretty good every now and then. But apparently they carrying it at this Barnes & Noble's, which was kind of blew me away when you sent the picture because this is amongst all these other books. And I just thought that was pretty cool. So shout out to Barnes & Noble's for picking that up. Yeah, I know, right? Well, I got, so the thing is, and I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I did get paid from that. I just have no idea where these books are going when they buy it. But shout out to them. That's kind of cool. Don't let me walk into my local Barnes & Nobles and see that, because I'm going to be in there doing my little dance, happy dance, and doing a centipede across the floor. Nigga, we made it.
And then we'll be having...
You're going to be like, what was that story I heard that Prince sent out somebody to some stores that was selling bootleg tape? Partner, I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. Take that down. Take that down right now.
Nah, more than likely we're going to be having Tory on Facebook saying, I'm sorry to report Michael Dean is gone. They thought he was a crackhead in Barnes & Noble and called the police.
We got a GoFundMe account to get him out of jail. Hilarious. All right. But anyway, go ahead.
I was going to say that actually happened, Q, kind of related in Atlanta. Hootie and the Blowfish came through one of the record shops. Oh, that's the
story. There. Yeah, you're right. That's the story. Yeah.
They came through one of the record shops up there and bought all their bootlegs, and then a week later sent an attorney up there and got them all taken out. And then I went in there a few weeks later. I didn't know any of this. It's like, yeah, where your bootlegs at? And they were like, sorry, sir, we don't sell bootlegs. I'm like, yeah, you do. DJ, stand right back there, right, Patty? Sir, we don't sell bootlegs. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
That's the story I heard.
So let me get this straight. You mistaken Hootie and the Blowfish for Prince?
I suppose
Off
I did.
with the head. Come on, man. Hootie?
I heard people make that mistake all the time.
Hootie?
It sounds like something that Prince would do. That's why I made the mistake.
I got you. Well, and shout out, so it's Keith Richardson. Shout out to you, sir, taking that picture. My man. All right, so let's get into what we came here for. What if social media existed back then? So I'm going to just throw the first one out the gate, and I'll jump ahead a little bit. And listen, I'm going to put a disclaimer on top of this. I told y'all I had a little bit to drink. So all my Prince social justice warriors, stand down, okay? Because some of the things that we will be hearing, the terminology, it could be offensive to some people. We're all adults here, man. You ain't gotta listen. Okay, enough of that. First thing I know that Twitter would come for Prince for, Under the Cherry Moon, casting. The Mary Sharon character, or there's not any really representation of black women in that movie. I know at that time when it came out, there was some sisters. There was a little rumblings going on, like, yo, where we at? So I know that, like Black Twitter, you know how they go nowadays. They would probably drag him a little bit on that. Like, what they say, Oscar so white, cherry moons, not so purple, nigga. I'm curious. What do you guys think? But we're having fun.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Did people complain about Under the Cherry Moon's casting through the conventional media of the day? Letters and...
Well, we have no idea, right? I just remember people that I sort of talked to. It was kind of like, wow, okay.
I don't. Well, I don't think people really were upset about it too much because of where the movie was set. In south of France, and it's just
sure
you expect to find that, but they were still, you would still get the rumblings though of, you can't cast a black woman and and all that. So I think so.
Or it could even be just a case of that you're having a story way out there where we wouldn't be there. And you know what I mean? And so, again, I'm saying if there was a Twitter, though, I would almost guarantee that hashtag, whatever that would be, they'd be going on about that, Because you can see how they do things nowadays. Any little thing, they're going to get on it. I could see, I was going to say, going back to a lot of some of these songs that he's done over the time that could be considered diss tracks or videos. Let's go to the Wooden Leg video or the Sheila E. when he's performing with Sheila E. Love Bazaar. And then they had the whole breakdown where they talk about, what's the new song? Dance, I hear the oak tree. The whole Wooden Leg. That video would be viral.
Yep.
And, they going at Morris. That would be all over the net.
Well, here's my Black Twitter would have started the Prince is Over party when they replaced the darker skinned Vanity for the white girl Apollonia in Purple Rain. Sisters would not have been having it.
Wasn't they the same?
I kind of
I don't get that myself
either.
Nah, Vanity's is darker. Vanity is definitely darker.
Like a little, but not.
And isn't Vanity black? Got some black in her?
Isn't Apollonia black?
I ain't never.
Aunt Pooh.
I don't know.
No signs on that.
You school me, but Vanity definitely is darker than Apollonia. You really trying to say Vanity ain't darker than Apollonia?
I mean, I just think that would be. Listen, I'll give you that. If they were talking about that, that would be so ultra petty.
And like Black Twitter ain't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I can maybe, but that would be hella petty. But I guess
according to
I say they black to me.
According to Apollonia's Wikipedia page, she's the daughter of immigrants from Mexico.
So not black.
Yeah, but I give you it would be ultra petty, but yeah, maybe there would be some people saying something like that. I wouldn't agree with that, but I can get that. let me also throw, since we're on Purple Rain, they would go hard to paint about the casting of his mother.
You think so? I don't think.
If they knew his mother was black and they had a white woman playing,
whitewashed it. Yeah,
they go crazy.
I thought you were gonna say they would go crazy over Morris and Jerome throwing a woman in a trash can.
Oh, there would be some stuff on that. Yeah, I mean, of course they would talk about that. Yeah, I mean, they were talking about that then, but yeah, that would be a viral video like that.
And just so we're clear, Vanity's mother is Polish, German, and Jewish. And her father,
dog barking in on her.
Hey,
Shane Black.
Negroes can't have a good podcast.
I guess the dog was drinking too.
So what's her father, Sean? You said her mother. What's her
black? Well, African American descent is what it says on Wikipedia. So I'm assuming black.
I'm just glad there wasn't no social media around when Graffiti Bridge came out, because he would have got his feelings. He would have got his feelings hurt.
The scene with him walking away should be an iconic gif where he looked like he want to cry when he saw his club trash. Yeah, he wouldn't live that one down.
The mimes was it memes? The memes would be heavy. Woo.
Now I would have been on Twitter talking about, yo, Prince, I like Tick Tick Bang.
Hysterical. Wow. Hashtag let me rap. Hashtag don't let him rap. Eating his ass.
Well, another one would have been the National Organization of Women would have rounded up all the white feminist troops because Prince fired the only white women in his band, and they were lesbian.
Wow.
You deep, man.
Yeah.
Hey, it's true.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
What's his name? Rush Limbaugh would have been on it. The reverse racism popping. Sean Hannity probably would have did a think piece. All that.
Wow. You threatened him? I'm sorry.
Damn.
Let's see. There would have been social media would have probably picked up on sort of like a 1999 tour, you know, the stuff with the Time and Prince. Again, you would have to imagine like other band members would probably be trying to tweet or, you know, Instagramming and stuff like that. He would probably have to try and squash all of that, but it would be impossible. Like, people are gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want anyone tweeting.
Yeah, you wouldn't have that mystique, like, you know,
exactly,
like we did. You know, we would have known probably. You know, he wrote everything on 96 and the Time and
stuff would have leaked.
There was no Jamie. Yeah, there was no Jamie Starr type deal. So yeah, I think some of the mystique would have been gone for sure.
Yeah, so that would be the question. Like, would he have responded more to the stuff? Because back then, I mean, we always had, you know, there'd be questions and things, but there was no like onslaught of this response. So he can just cast it aside and say, I don't have to deal with that. But I think if it was the social media, he would have probably been a lot more responsive to things that people probably had questions about that he didn't have to deal with. Like, yeah, he did controversy about the sexuality, but I think it would have even been more pressing the sexuality piece, because there would have probably been so people like going in and questioning that, and you couldn't type his name and not see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're saying this, or man, they got memes on your Raspberry Beret hairdo, man. They're going in. Like,
But I mean, we only lost Prince a year ago, right? So like he was alive during this new age, and he never responded to anything on Twitter or Facebook.
He was on Twitter.
Prince was on Twitter?
Let me go ahead and pull your card out.
Hey, I've never at any point said I know a lot about Prince. Like
I know, just messing with you. Let me just cut it. Okay. But yes, he definitely responded to things on Twitter, and he tweeted and stuff. But, you know, more so this conversation would have been about when he was in his heyday. I mean, you know, right, when he was the ultimate guy in the game. Michael was the guy in the game. Madonna, you know what I mean? These people it'd have probably been a whole different thing because again, they would have had to respond, or they could not ignore the voice of the people. When before they could do that. Just think of Michael Jackson, and I'm gonna throw him in this conversation. As big as he already was, imagine if there was Twitter and all this other social media stuff in the age of Michael. Like they talk about
that's the thing.
They talk about the Beehive now. Imagine the Michael Hive.
That is true.
They would anyone said anything greasy. He would have owned that shit. You know what I mean? Like just imagine. What he would, and then if he jumped on there himself.
Because remember when there was that thing with MC Hammer versus Michael Jackson for a minute? There was supposed to be a dance off.
Right.
I mean, I heard about that. Yeah, you hear that? There were people,
of course.
Yeah. So can you imagine with Twitter involved with that? They would have killed Hammer.
Can I throw this out there? I don't know. I think this is relevant, but. If you think about Motown 25, his performance, which was in 1983, right?
Yeah.
I wonder what might be. That's what catapulted him into mega stardom. But I wonder if you had all of this different platforms and media, would he be as big an artist because people would be so much more distracted? Maybe eventually, everybody would have been. Did you see that clip on YouTube? Blah blah blah. I don't think Michael might have been as big as he was, and this is about Prince. I don't think he would have been as big as he was if you had all this stuff because it'd be too many distractions, it'd be too fragmented. Everyone wouldn't be seeing it at the same time, so that it would have the global effect all at once.
Well, I would say because of social media, it definitely. I think he would have got to that level. It would have amplified it because of the fact that you have immediate access to it. I mean, if you take a look at Psy. That dude was fucking huge.
Who?
His video has Gangnam Style.
Oh,
that dude was fucking 2 billion views worldwide.
Right.
Now maybe in the US he's not as big as what he is globally, but the fact is that he blew up off of this one video that was in South Korea that went viral. So I think I can see the same thing happening with MJ's Motown 25 because that would have went viral.
Well, the thing,
a lot of people aren't watching TV like they used to.
I think he was saying more of a captive audience type of thing where we all watched at the same exact time. I don't think we would have all saw it at the same exact time. But I do think if we had never seen anything like that before, once you did see it, it would have went viral probably even faster because it would be like, whoa, shit, did you see that? No, pull it up. And it would have been so much more accessible.
Exactly. Back then we had, the water cooler talk and locker talk or whatever. You see Michael last night? No, I didn't see it. Well, too bad. Now like I say, you can pull it up and check it out instantly.
Yeah, I mean, shit, what else? Like stuff like, we're throwing Mike in there, but even going back to Prince, like, what's the Get Off performance on MTV with the pants out, like,
or the Under the Cherry Moon party,
Well, yeah, I'm saying in terms like when he had his ass out, the memes and people would have locked in on that even way more. It's because it'd been all over the place. His ass would have been all over the place.
They would have put the Jordan crying meme on his ass.
Although it's come out that his ass wasn't actually out in there, but
okay.
But still, I get what you're saying.
What was his ass? Wasn't it looked like ass to me?
Let it go, flesh. Sean. You don't go down.
I'm just saying it was flesh colored.
He's trolling you,
wasn't
sir.
His.
He's trolling.
I'm not trolling nobody.
It wasn't. No, the designer came out and said no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Flesh. It was flesh colored.
Okay.
That was in the background.
The fact that you got the information on that, it's problematic.
It was on Twitter. Come on.
You found it.
Dude, whatever.
Don't listen to them, Sean.
Scroll through, you see stuff.
Girl. Okay. The other thing I think would be, again, the memes and the Instagram videos. Under the Cherry Moon has a plethora of moments that are just made for this. But the bathtub scene. I can already see the headlines on Gossip. Media takeout. Boy, they would have went in on that shit. Like, whoa, what the hell is this?
there's some things you just can defend being a Prince fan. I think the assless pants is one, and that's another. There's just no defending that. You just go, yeah, you know, he did it.
He did it.
Well, I think I can easier defend the assless pants because the dude is a sex symbol to women, so it's like he's just teasing the women, trying to keep his female audience base. The bathtub, I'm like, I ain't got nothing for that.
Because I'm thinking, I wouldn't, and then there's no soap in the tub either. So you don't even have that as protection. It's just there.
Okay.
Wow, Sean, boy.
There's no soap in the tub.
I ain't taking your word for it, bro.
Sean is like a CSI. He finding all the.
Well, I've seen that movie so many times.
You making it worse.
God.
There you go. It wasn't no soap in there, family.
I ain't never laughed so hard. Wow. You're right. There wasn't no soap in that tub.
I mean, seriously. So
there was some flower petals.
And a flower petal. And then
I'm telling you, to this day, there was more chemistry between Jerome and Prince than there was between Prince and Mary, whatever her name was.
Mary Sharon.
Wow.
Like I guess there needs to be another commentary because that needs to be added into that scene. Sean mentioning the no soap.
There's no soap. Just like when he stands up, he just stands up.
Oh, God.
Like give me a towel or something like that.
And you know they would have made a video where he stands up and they'd have some big dong thing fly up.
Okay, I'm getting uncomfortable now.
Now you getting. Yeah, man, that's a wild scene.
And I never thought of that. You're right. There is no soap. I've never thought of. When did that movie come out? 1981.
6.
And I never thought about it that way, Sean. You're right. You wanted Tricky to see what he had.
Stop.
I mean, why is Tricky throwing flower petals in the tub? It makes no sense.
Well, it makes sense.
It does.
Well, not from a certain point of view.
And I always, sometimes I'll recommend people watch the movie. And I'll say, just forget that you've seen the first 15 minutes of the movie, because you totally. Once they get to the party, it gets better. But that first little bit is bit shaky.
Yeah, if we ever get to interview Jerome, that's one of the first questions, man. Out the gate, bruh. Explain to me the concept behind that scene, because I don't know if it was the way it was edited. It's just I'm trying to understand. Like, was there other stuff on the cutting room floor that would explain why?
It would have been worse. Might have been worse.
Was in there.
And then when he slips on the rug, Tree grabs him. Even that is yeah.
I can see Jerome on Twitter now with all these pictures of these bad body models, like, trying to dispel any gay rumors.
Actually, I think I used that meme once on someone. Actually, I think it was Q-Star.
What's that?
Wow.
Explain yourself, sir.
Actually, don't.
You were cupcaking for somebody. And I used that meme.
Well, the other thing is when Sign of the Times dropped this deep, conscious song, I'm sure they would have been trending Prince So Woke.
Yeah. I can see that. Gosh, what else? What are some other classic moments? We're on a lot of racial stuff, but I think there's a lot of low key or things that people would kind of feed into it. But I could see some people, again, Black Twitter would be questioning going from Morris to St. Paul. And I was saying, as I said in the chat, it would be a diss record because you have St. Paul doing a diss song toward Morris.
Yeah.
So it'd be, I could see like, whoa, what's that all about? Hashtag brothers?
And then you got St. Paul doing his best Prince, trying to be quote unquote black. I was listening to that yesterday, and it's hilarious. Like in high fashion, where he says, custom coated gold plated platter, something, whatever he says. And it's that voice, and he's just trying to be quote unquote black, and it ain't working. But the song's funky as hell.
I think. Well, I have to admit, when the family first came out, someone played High Fashion Phone. I thought it was a black dude in the lead. And then I saw the cover, like, who is that? So I thought he acquitted himself pretty well.
Well, listen to it again, bro, with your 50-plus year ears. And that ain't
okay. He had to throw it out there.
That is not a brother.
Are you age discriminating?
Man, let it go. Damn.
I'll never let it go. Anyway, let's see.
Oh, wow.
What do you say?
Nothing.
He said them good white folks.
Wow. This is the Prince podcast. Come on, man. All right.
I was talking about Mary Sharon.
Clean it up. So what else? Man, I'm trying to think. You could go through each album. Love Sexy album cover. That would be all over the place. Man,
that album would be a flop.
It was a flop, but
I can see the Jordan crying meme on that album cover too. I can see the Jordan crying meme on the Around the World in a Day cover, because he tried to put that out with no promotion. I can see them putting the meme on that on that raspberry beret outfit on the cover. All that.
Wow. You know,
I could see.
I think it wouldn't be this is going to sound bad, but I don't know if it'd be the Jordan crying meme. It would be Michael Jackson with his finger doing the thumbs up in the hospital gurney thing when he just got his hair burned. And they would take that video of when his hair caught on fire and be like, whatever, so lit, hashtag so lit.
Well, now you got those rompers now, the romper, whatever you call them.
Oh Lord!
And the memes with Prince wearing them. Didn't we post one? Didn't we post one on the site?
Shout out to Stephanie. Yeah. Man, they would have a hashtag Instagram on every outfit he ever wore. Man, like, come on, like. I
think if the social media were around, I would have Googled or I would have seen what was trending on Twitter when I first picked up the album, the 12-inch for Sign of the Times, and they had them legs on the cover, and I wasn't sure if I should like them legs or not, because I didn't know whose they were.
Yeah.
I didn't know whose they were. I'm like, I want to like them, but let me check. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that cover would be all over Media Takeout. Prince has sex change.
Prince shaves his legs and can't grow hair.
Crazy.
The Camille vocals. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would have been. This is him taking the hormones. This is what happened to his voice.
And if I was your girlfriend, you'd add that to it.
Would there be any hip hop beef after he released when came out? Dead on It. Would you see a lot?
Well, there'd probably be something about that whole album, if not coming out, would be trending, I'm sure.
I'm just talking about the song Dead On where he disses rappers.
Probably,
yeah. Well, I know they'd be hashtag Tony M. And I say that with respect, but they would have won it.
I would be hashtagging, my name is Prince, not so bad.
Wow. Oh, they would have had a field day with Carmen Electra.
Yeah.
How so? I need help on that.
Most of his female proteges, other than Sheila E.
Well, what's that? Izzy? What's that girl they have now? Izzy or something? Iggy Azalea. She would be. They would do her like Iggy Azalea. First of all, the rapping was horrible, if you want to call it. And then they would have been like, "Is that hashtag? This is what we're doing now, Prince." Like,
it does beg the question: what did Prince see in these women other than a piece?
Oh, you go.
Let's go.
Q about to have his lawsuit for $17 after that comment. What they see in these women?
I can honestly say I have Carmen's CD, and I don't think I've ever played it. If I have, maybe once.
I don't think I ever had the CD. The only song I've ever caught myself playing for her, and it's a blasphemous song, I will admit, was her like remix version of Adore.
Yeah, all that.
All that, yeah. I just because I love the music. I mean, it's the same music as the album, but it's just take his vocals off. It's a blasphemy thing. But yeah, she's horrible.
Well, y'all talking about having what's her name? Carmen's album. I defend T.C. Ellis for his.
Lord.
Hold on. I defend T.C. Ellis for his rap on New Power Generation.
Oh,
Big Sexy sent me that album, the whole album. I was like, God damn.
Let me rap.
Wow. I can't help you, man. You on your own.
Bambi.
Oh,
God.
That's the girl of my dreams.
He was like he was trying to sound bad.
Man, he would be. And I say this with respect to these brothers. I'm just joking. But either him or Tony would be the Memphis Bleaks.
Whoa!
And for some of y'all, it ain't gonna go over your head, but some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. It would be like, what? You need way more people. Who would be like? Here's the thing: social media also spawns these stars. Of today. I hesitate to call them that, but you got your Kim K's, your Amber Roses, all these type of people. I could see some of these Prince girls sort of falling into probably being in that position too.
All due respect.
Here we go.
But
here go our interview guest
respect,
list down the drain. Go ahead.
No, all due respect. I think it would have been Jill Jones. Everybody would have been clamoring for more pictures of her. They would have made her a Instagram model.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Hey, that scene.
I always said she was the finest.
That scene from Graffiti Bridge would be a meme, boy. Take the drawers off.
Oh, wait, are you saying Joe Jones found the Apollonia?
Here we go.
Yes. Wow. Yes. No disrespect. That's my preference. I find her more to my liking. I'll say that.
Is there a chance?
That's diplomatic.
Okay, I'm not gonna say no more because Joe Jones might be listening.
Wow, that's actually kind of bad to say that, but okay.
And the only reason I say all due respect to Jill Jones is I don't want to say that her talent shouldn't have made her bigger. I mean, there's all these kind of issues, but I just feel like with her looks and as fine as I thought she was, yes, they would have been up on her. She would have been. Damn, I don't want to call her Amber Rose because I have no respect for Amber Rose. That's why.
I would see like Amber Rose type. I would see, and again, I don't know these people, so I would see like Robin Power. Or I even some would say Vanity, but I mean, and in terms of fame, I'm not saying in terms of talent or anything like that, but it definitely the Kim K's and Ambers and these types of girls, they know like how to take the visual part of them and really hustle and get out there and get things popping off. So I actually on some level I have respect for the Kim K's and the Ambers because they hey, they making it hot. They making it hot. They do what they do. I don't put no money in their pockets, but they bad, man. I ain't gonna sit here in front.
I think because of Vanity's drug issues, I think she would have been the Azalea Banks. Just going on Twitter saying all kind of wild and crazy. Plus, then she was messing with what was the dude from that group? I don't know his name.
Yeah, that dude from Motley Crue.
Yeah, that would have been all over Twitter.
What do you guys think about? I want to mention what about Madonna, man? Like, imagine Madonna and she had the power of social media when she was.
She would have utilized that. She would have been all over that.
Yeah.
Instead of that book, she would just put out pictures on Instagram and Twitter.
Would you think she would have a sex tape?
Oh yeah.
I thought she did have it. Or maybe no, she didn't have one.
No, she just had the book.
That was Madonna, nigga.
She's like, let me go to my porn archive and see if I can find
the Madonna knockoff, Madonna.
The only thing I can think of is Madonna just hitting back at Pepsi for that whole thing with the Like a Prayer commercial. I could see her on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram just going in on them.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, man, what happened with that anyway? I don't even...
She did the Like a Prayer album, and then she got she got paid to do a commercial for them where they would debut Like a Prayer, and then I guess all the religious people.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember that.
I'm surprised Madonna hasn't used social media to go after Lady Gaga for that song that Gaga ripped off from Madonna. What was it called? I'm Born This Way. Born This Way.
I think she liked it though.
She said something sarcastic like, "You're welcome, Lady Gaga," or something like that. She said.
Was it that on social media?
I mean, I'm so surprised she didn't go in.
Oh,
she doesn't seem like a hater type of person.
That's kind of going in.
She would be on the wrong side of the culture, I think, too. Like, kind of like to me when I look at like a Little Kim and them, like, I get it, but you can't. They want to hear Nicki, or they want to hear, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna change the culture.
Well, Prince was on the wrong side of the culture then, because he was shutting cats down. I'm gonna send my lawyers after you if you do this or that.
Yeah, but I mean, Prince wasn't going at it.
He wasn't going at other artists. That's what I'm talking about. Because you'd be going against their fans if you did, and he ain't gonna win that fight. He's going after actual fans of himself, but he wasn't going after other musical. He goes out of his way not to clown other musical.
Prince would go after artists, but he would do it low key shade, like the way he sunned everybody at was it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when he played with my guitar?
He's performing. I'm saying going against the grain in terms of like going at an artist. He never did that.
Wasn't there something he said? He said something like
this, Missy Elliott.
He did somebody. I don't remember the details, but he did somebody on a morning show where someone covered his song. He was like, no.
You talking about Genuine?
Is that what it was? I don't remember the details, but I thought he dissed some artist. Oh, he dissed Sinead O'Connor, didn't he?
Not outright. Not when it was popping. You know what I'm saying? When this person is popping off, he'll never go out. He never went out when they was the shit and try to clown. The only thing I've seen him say with me, like Justin Timberlake, how you gonna bring sexy back or something? That would be the only sort of step where I thought you fall back, kid. Like, you are the shit, but this dude got the culture. You're going after against the culture, then you're not gonna win.
And then what was the Rock and Roll is alive and it lives in Minnesota? Or was it Minneapolis?
That wasn't a diss, though.
Yeah, it was.
You think that was a diss to Lenny?
Oh,
he was just kind of like answering. He was like an answer, like, "Yo, it's over here," but he didn't diss him. That was his boy.
Yeah.
He dissed Michael twice. You all pointed out to me. I don't know that it was a diss, but I could see the argument where Tony M said, "You must be a prince before you're king anyway," and he dissed Michael about the nose job on Musicology.
Right, and how did that work? That's my point.
What you mean?
You ain't dissing Michael. You mentioning his name is just making him greater. That's not. And again, you lose on that. How you gonna diss a man who's not even acknowledge your existence? On the out. That'd be like when they go after Jay-Z. They be saying all kind of shit. He don't even acknowledge them, so they lost.
That don't mean he doesn't not dissing.
Well, I'm saying when you're going against the culture, though, you lose. Like you're not gonna win that battle. So you going to throwing shots at MJ, you ain't winning that.
But I think he did win. Chris Rock said Prince won.
Well, that's what Chris Rock said.
Remember,
I'm saying going against you're saying you can't go against and win.
Michael, ask Hammer. Hammer.
Michael wasn't the culture at that point in musicology. Michael was caught up in lawsuits.
But Michael's always bigger. Let's keep it one. And this is Prince podcast. This is Prince podcast. But Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson is that motherfucker. Let's stop. Ain't even.
I agree with you.
I'm the Prince dude, but I'm just keeping it 100. Prince ain't never going at Michael on no real shit. Those are little jab, funny stuff. We're talking about when people going at people. He never went at artists like that. He was always on some funny type shit, but he wasn't no real like, let me go in. Never. He had more respect for the game than that.
Well, hello.
What's that?
The song "Hello."
That wasn't no diss to no particular person.
I thought it was just that everybody involved with that "We Are the World" thing.
Nah.
It wasn't it wasn't a diss. It was just mentioning it.
More like an explanation of here's what popped off. This is why this situation happened. But he wasn't dissing nobody.
Oh, okay.
The only kind of diss I can remember, but it was so slick and low key that it was like so meta, was Undisputed remix. If you knew
that was the one with Chuck D.
Yeah, but the remix, if you knew the context, he was actually throwing shot at D'Angelo and Questlove, but it was so like industry wide, you would never know that's what he was talking about.
He dissed a lot of internet users with "No More Candy for You."
Oh yeah, he went at fans. I say he went at his fans.
And P-Funk.
P-Funk.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
But again, and we're getting off topic, but it's like those battles, he didn't win those. You know, he retracted all that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sue these fans when it comes down to it. The blowback in the media is too heavy. You know. You're the guy suing your fans. But let's stay on target. Social media. MJ. What's some other Michael stuff? He had a ton.
In terms of what? What do you mean?
What would social media go crazy for?
Bubbles would have had his own Twitter account.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's Bubbles would have had his own Twitter account.
Bubbles got a movie coming out.
Yeah, on Netflix, yeah.
Which is ridiculous to me, but
Michael Jackson's glove would have had a Twitter account. Michael Jackson's socks would have had a Twitter account.
Wow.
You're probably right too. I mean, as ridiculous as it sounds, that isn't too off.
Hashtag Jermaine. Stop.
Jermaine's hairdo.
Joe Jackson would have had a Twitter account. That's who would have.
I was gonna say hashtag Jermaine is melting.
Wow.
Man, listen.
I could see like Morris, not Morris, but Jesse. I could have seen him being super active back in the heyday, like kind of airing out some stuff.
Well, shoot, he's doing that now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So back then, when it was really matter, like cats was paying attention, it'd have been on and popping. I'm sure. Oh man, what else? So we talked about the movie, Sign of the Times. Shoot, is that it?
Talking about Bridge.
Wait, here was those white racist fanboys would have lost their mind with Prince doing the soundtrack for Batman. I'm calling it. Yeah.
I thought they did lose. Well, they didn't lose their mind, but there was kickback about that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying now you got the internet and the Twitter going at it too.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, I must have missed this. What was the kickback on that?
Tim Burton's dumbass.
Well,
he at the beginning. This is, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember Tim Burton saying he was thrilled to have another member of Warner Brothers family providing music for Batman. And then Rolling Stone did an interview with him a few years after the movie came out, and they said, "Did it kill you to have to put that music in there?" And he basically said yes.
Well, yeah.
And I've been kind of like, fuck you ever since.
He told the company line at the time. He probably wanted to say it at the time. He just couldn't say it. I mean, when you think about it, the songs really don't fit. You know, none of the other movies did that.
I thought Trust fit well during the
perfect.
Trust. I thought the Electric Chair fit. Party Man was a banging ass song. Maybe it was a little push. The soundtrack, it was pushed out too much during the museum scene, but it fit. I mean, Prince's style might have not fit, but the lyrics fit.
You know, the album was brilliant for it to be a piece for Batman, and the songs sort of be sung in the vein of the people. I thought Bat Dance was dope, personally.
As much as I don't like Scandalous, I thought it fit in that movie well.
Scandalous was played during the credits.
No, they played Scandalous.
When they go down in the cave.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Actually, that version of Scandalous I like far better than the album version.
I don't think he did that version. I think that was orchestration. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think that was an Elfman. What do you call it?
You're probably right.
Yeah, I think it's in the credits. Elfman based it off of what he heard Prince was doing or something. Like he had got the song or something. I thought.
The future worked well too, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, the future. Well, you get 5 seconds of that.
Well,
it's not a musical.
Yeah, right.
but you got Prince doing the music. Come on.
I think it was perfect. I mean, he was hot. He was, he wasn't. He was still Prince at the time. He was still the man, and he was still bringing out dope songs. And then, of course, a highly anticipated movie. It's a genius that it did work to me, like, because you never would think to mix the two. And it was like, man,
The Arms of Orion. That was the first song that made me say, "Ooh, nah, Prince, nah, stand down, bruh."
I skip that track every time I listen to that CD.
Yeah, that's the one. That was the first
I used
track.
to skip it heavy, but now I actually know it now.
That's where you like the song now? Oh God!
For love, tree tranquility.
After that goes out, you listen to Mr. Happy, don't you?
I like Mr. Happy. Look at how you.
What? You wound the hell out that song.
Of you.
When y'all,
I did at the time, but now I listen to the album a lot, so I'll be bumping that. I can change. Niggas can't change their mind. Damn.
You threatening me?
I can't grow.
You evolved.
Exactly. I gotta stay. I mean, I was thugging back then. I'm still thugging. Nigga, I'm 50-something years old. I'm still
I'll never change my mind on that, and I'll never change my mind on Jughead.
Don't leave Jughead out of this. Nothing wrong with Jughead.
Nope.
Funky and out.
Jughead is a fun, silly dance song. Nothing wrong with it.
Now the song I would have a problem with.
Pony is a silly dance song.
Is shake, dun 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 dun, dun boom 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 boom. I'm offended that that's a time song.
Yeah, I am too.
Damn, I guess I'll just shut up over here.
Oh, you be jamming now. Shake.
Yeah, that little dance they do too. Yeah, that's me.
What's the other time song on that album? I forget.
Listen.
Yeah, I like that one a lot better.
Shit, that drum beat. Oh, but the other thing was Media Takeout and The Shade Room, and Bossa would have been all over his alleged engagement with Sheila E. Like, yeah, we heard they're getting married next week. They would have been getting married for like 12 months straight.
Could have been on Cat too, but Cat would have been on.
Can I ask y'all a question? It's not really related to the internet, though. If you don't want me to, that's fine.
I have no idea what you're asking, so I would answer that question.
I think one of you all said it recently that the drum programming for Ballad of Dorothy Parker, which is dope, some of the best drum programming ever.
Maybe that was that.
Yeah, that was me.
Seriously?
Hell yeah.
I would agree with that in terms of Prince.
Yeah, I think I would co-sign.
Okay.
It's brilliant.
I guess. Well, there you go. I disagree. But okay.
I remember. Yeah, I remember when that came out, man. And I was just kind of getting into doing music, and I was working with this cat named Funk Daddy. He's actually a big hip hop producer dude. And I had that record, and I was like, man, I want to do some music. He said, okay, bring me some things that you want, and I
remember you told the story.
Okay, yeah, I'll make the beat. I gave him that record. I said, yo, do this. He looked at me like I was crazy. Shit.
I'm sorry. Well, y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I like I said, I respect that song, the drum beat. Matter of fact, I played it for one of my band members when we were in college, and he wasn't a big Prince fan, and I said, listen to this, and put it on, and he was like, oh shit, and then Prince started singing. He was like, all right, I'm out.
And he went back to flipping burgers. But anyway.
My point is, I gotta tell you, some of my favorite drum programming, I would say Alphabet Street beats that, and Computer. Those are you can't touch those as far as I'm concerned.
But you don't like the 10-minute version of Computer Blue.
Well, it's not that I don't like it. I like it. I'm just saying what the 10-minute version proves is that sometimes less is just as good. I enjoy the 10-minute version, but making something shorter, you get, I don't know how to describe it, but it's enough.
All right.
You've heard that many a time from a woman.
There you go. All right. Well, we're getting way off the topic, so we're going to reel it back in. And I think we probably may have extinguished this thing, unless you got any other sort of social media. Oh, well, last one I would throw again. I don't hate to bring up MJ. It's the 80s. You can't talk about the 80s, and you're not talking about Prince and Michael Jackson. They was the kings. I would wonder if people had heard about it, would there be more of a online push to have them do a song together, like like Bad or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And Quincy would have been snitching about what's the backstory on that and everything. But if you're gonna expand this past MJ and Prince, if there was a Twitter, Instagram, and all that back then, gangster rap would have never existed. Because they would have been Dre, Snoop, Ice-T, Cube, all of them would have been called out like, yeah, y'all some fake ass wannabe gangsters, and they shit would have been squashed.
I disagree, but I just,
what?
Not Ice-T.
I don't see that.
I disagree as well. I'm not even that big a fan of gangster rap, and that stuff that they put out was on point.
Well, I'm just saying nowadays people get caught off about woofing about all the stuff that they doing out in the streets, and be like, nah, that cat is a goes to the Catholic school. They just like you can't be on wax bragging about this stuff, and then people got receipts on you. And I'm saying all that shit that they was talking, they would have been called out for that, and I think it would have squashed gangster rap.
They may have been called out for it, but I don't think they would have just changed what they said. But I don't think you're not gonna stop those records to come out. Those is jams. They may not have been saying about killing somebody, but you still can say 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg, all of that shit. And Tupac would have been alive, and he wasn't faking it, so he would have still had gangster rap and all that other shit. You know, it wouldn't stop nothing.
Well, I don't consider Tupac gangster. I'm just saying, like the NWA and all that hardcore rapping shit. I think you had Tupac.
I mean, you got fake gangsters now all online, and they ain't stopping. If anything, it may be pushing them to actually do some of the stuff for real.
Or you got people who were never gangsters claiming gangsters. Hammer.
You got people acting gangster, trying to be gangster, wearing dresses.
LL. Remember that? You remember that phase? Everybody was gangster. What was it? 90, 92? After the chronicization of America.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, I think Twitter would have put a squash on that shit.
I remember
people even putting up all their high school yearbook photos with them with having 4.5 GPAs and being in the chess club like this, and you rapping about.
But them songs still be bomb as hell, though. That's the thing. They ain't gonna stop the songs being dope. They still be burning them. They still be playing them. And then at the end of it too, you have the real gangsters like Suge and them that own them companies that. They be damned with what the social media said, nigga, we pushing this and you gonna be on board with it. They ain't gonna stop.
Yeah, okay.
They ain't gonna stop nothing. They still be at them. They still be at the record, the radio programmer's neck. They still be forcing them to play them songs. Payola and all them label. Jimmy Iovine still would be having them play all that songs regardless. A damn to what the social media thought about it. White folks will still be up on it. Yeah, I said it. Still would have.
That's my take.
Public Enemy still would have blew up.
Well, Public Enemy ain't them though. They weren't doing that.
Well, no, I'm saying though, but whether or not they was real in the streets, it still would have been. You know what I mean? It still would have pumped off. PSK, all them cats. Ice-T wasn't gangbanging, but they wouldn't even have cared, man. Again, what would be the alternative?
Fair point.
The real gangsters who can't rap. But anyway, all right. There you go. We going all over the place on this one, ladies and gentlemen. But in the comments, put in what you thought. What did you think would be different if social media existed? Again, I think one of the big things somebody mentioned earlier was the mystique of it. I think there would be a lot more reactionary stuff, and we might know more than we probably should have known about Prince and behind the scenes than we did back then. Because back then, you got to remember, too, you didn't see shit. Like, I just remember the period between, like, the end of Purple Rain. It was like a year or so. You didn't see Prince, and then all of a sudden you saw him, Raspberry Beret, and he looked totally different. It's like, whoa. And then he sort of disappeared for a second there. And the next time we saw him might have been months or a year later with America. And that was brief. Then you didn't see him at all. Unless you were somehow able to go see a concert or something. You didn't see him until the Cherry Moon Days came out. That period. And he looked totally different. And we had no idea what the hell was going on behind the scenes or all this. We didn't know nothing about Dream Factories and all that. And signing, he does Parade. Years later, sign the Times. You're like, whoa.
One thing I can say, I'm kind of glad that Prince did not live through this media period. Is I wouldn't have wanted to see what they would have done in terms of what he dealt with his son. Because I had the audiobook, and listening to her read those portions in the book, that was hard to listen to. So I just think they would have been so cruel in terms of that, not giving him his privacy with that.
Well, yeah.
I don't know about that, because
I don't know if it would have been in the news though, but
yeah, because he was on Oprah and they were speculating, and like I don't see where that went. Maybe I was into different things, so I wasn't paying attention to the news cycle. What were they talking about his kid? Because I'll be honest, I didn't know he had gotten married and had a kid till '99. And by that
I'm
point,
just saying. I'm assuming a nurse or a janitor at the hospital or someone tweeted out Prince's son. I'm not going to go.
Oh yeah, TMZ. Yeah.
Well, you did get that information back then. You just didn't know the details behind it, right?
I think he's saying that now we knew that social media.
Well, yeah, but even back when Oprah, we knew something happened to the baby, but
but I'm saying
he didn't have to acknowledge it back then. I guess kind of the point, like, well, now he would have to say something about it.
I understand. Maite went into graphic detail. It was hard for me to listen to. Well, any parent to listen to about the condition of the son when he was born and how he had no eyelids and they had to sew him shut and this and that. That would have gone all over. Someone would have tweeted all that, and I think that would have been horrible.
It's possible, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Because I didn't know any of those details until I heard the book.
Well, right. All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Social media in the 80s, it would have been a different place. Boy, the sex tapes would have been crazy. Would they have not? All right.
What?
Well, there'd have been a lot more sex tapes, I'm saying. Ain't no way in hell Madonna wouldn't have had a tape. Shit, Prince might have even had a tape. Shit, Mike might have even had a tape.
No, please.
I'm sorry. I do not believe that man was a virgin. Hell no. Hell.
Come on. Let Mike rest in peace.
I'm saying he smashed the girl in Thriller, and I'm saying he definitely smashed the girl in The Way You Make Me Feel. You can't convince me otherwise.
I don't know, but I hear you. Oh, hey. Shout out to Ola Ray.
Well, we learned that he had a special friend in that book.
That friend, yeah. And friend got a book, too. I ain't read it, but I seen it.
I don't even know the girl's name. She got a book?
Yeah, she actually does. She's got a book out. All right. Well, shout out to the legends. Ladies and gentlemen, you've listened to the Prince Podcast again. We so appreciate all the support. All my donators, subscribers, stay strong. We're going to keep it rolling. We appreciate all the love and all the new donators who came through this week. Thank you so much. Shout out to all our people that's on Facebook, Twitter. Keep shouting us out. Special shout out to the people of Paisley Park. Shout out to those guys for spreading us around. Really appreciate that and everything that they do. With that, we'll see you next time. Working like a job.
Get some in my Tika's kitchen, baby. You bring the noise and I'll bring the smile. It's been so long. the dishes. Come get some, get some, get some. In my Tika's kitchen, baby. Ooh, talk about the kitchen.